been a great day. I just want to highlight a couple of things. I think that this conference has really kind of reinforced, I think, for all of us. And Jacoby said this in his opening comments around the democratization of knowledge, and that's critically important. I think the other piece of it, in just the last session that many of you were in with Omega, it shows us how far we've come and yet how far we have to go. And so many of you are doing amazing work, be it with all kinds of animals and species, and that's wonderful. I had an opportunity to hear about one of the persons attending today has actually discovered a new species. And so that's absolutely wonderful and it's marvelous. But also, to me, it reinforced to me the idea and the importance of citizen science as being a driver for social justice, allowing all of us to access and participate in discovery. And I think some of the early examples that, and the points that were made again by Jacoby about the fact that this is an opportunity to really engage communities that have not historically been engaged in scientific discovery as laypersons. So I just want to acknowledge that again, to say thank you. Thank you also to all of you who hung in there with us all day. Thank you for joining us and being with us. And this is kind of like the new normal for us, but it has gone exceptionally well and very smooth. So again, thank you.
Thank you. And Valerie, do you want to go next?
Sure. Thank you. First, I have to echo what Al said about the appreciation for this opportunity to bring us all together. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Bree, and the rest of the team for holding it together and being stable and consistent, and even with grace going through some of the little bumpy parts. I think that's one of the things that we always learn, and I think it's one of my early lessons in science, is that there are no failures. It's just opportunities to learn it again. The thing that I would say that this symposium reinforced was this idea and the importance of community and the way public is a part of citizen science, and that with our communities and the ways in which we're networked, and now we have another network to tap into, that it's really important for us to stay in communication with one another. I learned so much today from the different speakers, the different formats that this symposium took. I really enjoyed the lunch. I wasn't too sure about our little game, but it did sort of kind of work with us. I think the flexibility and the relaxing part of being able to network without feeling pressure was really important. I think that key things that Jacoby brought home for us, one is this notion, this idea that racism is a public health issue. It's getting more and more traction, and it's something that we can address through various ways. We also learned that science doesn't have to have necessarily a political component, even though it does, because I believe the political is personal, but that when we engage in producing knowledge, we engage in an aspect of being human. It's a core aspect of being human. This is anthropology talking. And so it's exciting to see the different ways folks show up to bring opportunities to one another. And I think that's another important lesson to take away from our day together. The last thing I'd like to say, besides the networks and connections, which are important, is to remember, as Kobe said, what are the whys? Why are we doing this? Why are we engaged in citizen science, public science, community-based research, community-owned and managed research? What are the whys? And I think that'll give you the fuel you'll need to do the work that we're all asked to do as we continue to be a part of this really wonderful community of citizen science. And I got to this community through Omega and Brenda Wilson, who introduced me to Karen Cooper, who eventually we all got reconnected together. So that's the importance of today. And I know that we're going to go forward and keep ourselves in network together. Thank you.
Great, thanks. And then, oh yeah, Kwesi, are you ready?
No, but I'll talk anyway. You know.
All right, thanks.
I'm trying to look at both my notes, and I'm on an iPad, and when I'm looking at my notes, I can't show my screen. So I'll just start by saying I don't want to. I've been popping in and out, and what has been interesting for me is that my day started at like 8:45 with a retreat for a citizen organization, a cooperative in Raleigh. And continues into the citizen science, this conference. And it was a smooth transition and one that is very much connected in ways that I hadn't really thought about before now. So I can't speak to everything that was talked about, but the last session, particularly the work that Brother Wilson was doing or speaking to, is very much how I think about citizen science and community engagement. And one of the questions in there has to do with how do we engage the university? And that's something that, you know, I and others, include now, has been working on for years, particularly for me at NC State University. My background is as a community psychologist. My research is mostly community-based participatory action research. And one I'm working on is called the Wake Community University Partnership. And it is an MOU, a memorandum of understanding between NC State University that we kind of forged, not easily, with Wake County and particularly their social economic vitality office. And the challenge is kind of building up that partnership in ways that are mutually beneficial and helping community folks understand how to engage university effectively and equitably, as well as how to get my colleagues, and the university itself on campus to do the same. And you know, most of us are trained with this model of developing expertise in a particular area. So we enter communities with the idea that we certainly have the expertise, the knowledge, the skills, and oftentimes the answers. And helping people to back away from that, to step back from that, is one of the challenges that we've had. And in addition to that, although we are a land-grant university, which ostensibly means that community engagement, citizen involvement, or at least involvement with citizens, is in our DNA and what we do, we know that that is not always the case. So I'm saying all of that to say that the type of work we're talking about, and particularly from my perspective, work that is equitable for citizens, that is designed to actually change the circumstances that communities are in, is long-term work, is humbling work from the point of view of a researcher in a university, and we have to approach it that way. And I would just love how some of the sessions I had a chance to listen to, and in the breakout conversations as well. I mean, that's what so many of us are doing, and so I'm very much appreciating this network. I think we have some opportunity, particularly at NC State, to grow those connections. Valerie and I had talked about kind of how we make those connections between Shaw University and NC State University, and you know, we have a bunch of us in the area. And so I want to thank the organizers for keeping me in the loop and helping me continue to stay connected with this network.
Great. Thank you all. And as we approach 3 o'clock, I really just want to express my gratitude for everyone who has been with us today, for the speakers, presenters, and all the people for being really good sports about being on Zoom and still managing to connect with each other, and keeping this excitement alive for all the types of participatory science work that's happening. We're gonna follow up. We'll send an email that has some of the resources mentioned today, like the environmental health disparities symposium that Jacoby's group is putting on, that happens this month and actually this fall. So we'll send that out. A few other interesting, not interesting, but just some links and whatnot that we'll share out. And let's keep this conversation going about how to stay connected. I see there was a lot mentioned in the chat. And we've recorded these sessions. We'll take them and put the talks and the keynote and all the different parts into segments that we'll have available on our website on citizenscience.ncsu.edu. And basically we'll stay in touch. So thanks everybody.
Thanks all. I'll stick around for a second in case there are any questions.
And I hope people can, can wave goodbye, showing themselves.
Use your reaction method.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao. Great job, presenters, both panelists and the poster sessions.
Give us a
Yes.
call, John Cooper. We need to hear from you, John.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Looks like there aren't any more questions. So.
All right, Dan, look like you're getting younger out there, Dan Solomon. You're getting younger.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, we had people from several different countries.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I didn't realize. All righty.
I was about to leave, and I heard Uncle O call me out. So, yeah, I owe you a call.
All right, Doc. All right, Doc.
I'll check in on you later. I'm keeping up the good work in Texas.
Family connection. All right.
All right.
Y'all are funny. Okay, ciao to everybody. Thank you.
See you later, Valerie.
Yeah.
Bye. It was so good to meet you.
Bye. Good to meet you too. I'm inspired.
Oh, thank you.